So, just turn that around a bit. There you go. Welcome to the live, everyone. So, today I'm just going to talk about, I just thought I'd do this ad hoc live out of the blue to talk about something that's been sort of, well, nothing bugs me, but something I thought was worth talking about because I don't know if you've noticed, there's been I get quite a lot of messages, or I have done, if I think back over the past year, I've had quite a lot of messages on various social channels from people trying to befriend me, for one, which is okay because you get people contacting you all the time for all sorts of things, whether it's collaborations or whatever. But they try and befriend you. Usually in the guise of, like, a lot of them, they tend to be sort of looking like a really pretty girl or something like this, and then they try and befriend you. And with people, when you get a message like that, you've always got to like be careful and try and understand where they're coming from and what they're trying to do. And eventually, after about 3 messages deep, they'll reveal the hand. They'll just slip in. Oh, I'm just working and trading doing some trading, And as soon as you hear that word trading, you know that they're one of these crypto scammers. So what I'll do then, I'll kind of reel them in, to find out. And I had one the other day, actually, that messaged me about something about, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just doing whatever, and what are you doing? And it was like, oh yeah, I'm just working, and then I'm just doing some trading. And I went, all right, what kind of trading do you do? And they said, oh, I've wrote it down here. I do short-term trades on cryptos using major coins like BTC, ETH, right? And normally you'd think that were innocent, wouldn't you? You think, yeah, whatever, like doing short-term short-term trades. But there's 2 things with this, right, that I want to talk about that's relevant. One is whether you should be trading crypto or not, short-term trades, futures, whatever you want to call it. Should you be trading futures of any kind, and then should you be trading futures on crypto is a discussion. But when you get these messages, these people, I've had them from all sorts, like even on Instagram from like guys. Usually it's like a really attractive woman trying to get you into crypto. And then sometimes it's like a guy, and you go on and you click on his profile, and he's got a Lamborghini, and probably rented it or just stood by one or whatever. But they all seem to be trying to rope you into some kind of like crypto Ponzi scheme, and I don't know if you noticed it. Right, so you've got to watch out for that because, like I say, I always, they'll try and befriend you. There'll be 2 or 3 messages, just innocent messages, exchanges. They'll hit you up on some social channel, and then after about 3 or 4 messages, exchanges, they'll just subtly drop in the word trading somewhere. And like I said, I got this the other day, and I asked them. I said, "Oh, what type of trading do you do?" Because I knew since I saw that, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I do short-term trades on crypto," and at that point, you should just ignore them. But sometimes I like to humour them, a little bit. I know it's bad if you've got time on your hands, so I just went back with, "Oh, that's the worst type of trading, that." And they went, "Why?" I said, "Well, I know a lot of people that do," and this is the funny thing, right? Why you shouldn't do it? Because I know a lot of people that have tried short-term crypto trading, right? And I've got some crypto, but my philosophy is totally different. I'll tell you about what I do with crypto in a bit. But everyone that I know that has tried to short-term crypto, short crypto, doing futures or whatever you want to do, it's equivalent to like spread betting, basically. It's like, when you used to do spread betting with stocks and shares. I've done spread betting, and it can get addictive, and you just end up burying your head. You can't leave that screen for like 14 hours. It literally is a time drain. And of all the people that I know that do this and try this, they all have 2 things in common, right? One is they're all skint, right? They've got no money. They boast like they make big wins, but the losses are far bigger than the wins because that's how to try and beat the market is an insane strategy, right? And if you're going to listen to one of these crypto Ponzi schemes to con you, to tell you that they've got the best software, AI trading bots and all that, how many fucking people do you think have got AI trading bots? Don't you think that the market makers and the people that really shift the markets to do it have got access to these tools? It doesn't matter what you do, you will never beat the market. That's my opinion. And even if you did beat the market, you might get lucky on one occasion, but in most situations you won't, and therefore it's not worth your time and effort, right? So all these people, the first thing they got in common that do this is they're all skint, right? So the idea that you're going to fall for this and then somehow get sucked into some kind of trading crypto scheme using some fancy software, you've not got to fall for it. So if you do get one of these messages, obviously that's what it's about. They're just trying to suck you in. And then the other thing that all these people that do trade crypto have got in common is they know nothing about business, right? They do this because they can't create, they haven't learned how to create good business, right? So it's like, if you're there and you think, shit, I need some money and, career's not going so well and all this, rather than like do what I say on my channel, which is actually look at how you're going to create some new goals and make some meaningful shifts in your life and learn things like I said the other day, all these like get rich quick Ponzi schemes and all that. There is only one way to do business, and that is the correct way. Learn about business, right? The hard way. But most people don't want to do that. They want a short-term fix. They're looking for the quick fix. Things like crypto Ponzi schemes is the reason. So the second reason why people, the two things that they got in common. First is they're all fucking skint. The second one is they know nothing about business. And that's why they do it. Thinking back to when I used to do day trading on a lot of stocks. Just stock trading. Best way to trade stocks, by the way, is stocks and shares ISA, because it's tax-free. If you're in the UK, I don't know what the equivalents are overseas. But obviously you can only put in 20 grand a year, so it's limited. Spread betting is tax-free, of course. Hi, why are you just hitting hi loads of times? Hello, how are you doing? Right, so the issue with day trading, from my own experience, is it is a massive time drain. You can't leave the screen, and what a waste of your time sat there for you'll sit there for 12 hours looking at like an iPad or a tablet or a laptop or whatever. Massive waste of your time, right? When you could be learning things about how to create a sustainable business that's going to far outlast and give you, investing to me is a way to bank your wealth that you make from business, right? And then it may mature. But your investments should mature, not through short-term futures and day trading and things like this. Your investments should mature over the long game, compound interest, right? So your best strategy here, when I buy crypto, I would never day trade it. I haven't got the time. I can't be arsed with the hassle of it, staring at a screen for 10, 12 hours a day, right? And most of the time you're going to lose money. You're not going to beat the market. So the only strategy for investing in crypto is to buy and hold, right? And that is the same strategy for any investment, buy and hold. You do what Warren Buffett said, value investing, right? So the idea being is you make your money in business or whatever you do in your craft. And then when you make some money, you invest that in the long game. So you buy and hold. Don't start falling for all these get rich quick crypto trading bot nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. You'll get the odd person claiming they made loads of money, and I dare say they are, right? But what are you actually learning there, right? Do you not think your time would be better spent learning real business advice, learning how to make some proper money, right? So that when you make the money, you can then value invest it. You don't have to worry about trying to squeeze 5-10 quid here and there at a day trading. My brother's done this for years, and he's there, like, I've been on holiday with him, and he's constantly checking his phone and all this stuff, which is fine. It's not a massive hindrance. And he always tells me about, like, oh, I made loads of money, and yet he's never got any money. And like I said, this is, the first thing that they've all got in common, these people that short crypto. They're all skint. It's like gambling, basically. Now, there are certain strategies that you can put in place. Like Robbie Burns, so when I got into day trading for the first time, I'd read The Naked Trader, the book by Robbie Burns. It's not a bad book, actually. Robbie Burns is a charismatic guy. He tells it's quite a, because trading is quite a sterile topic, really. It's quite, anything financial is quite sterile. Whereas the way Robbie tells it, it's quite funny, and especially when you listen to him, he's got an audio book, and he's also whenever I go and buy a stock, I always check his website, because he posts all his trades, what he buys at, what he's targeted, all this kind of thing, right? So he's a good source. So I learned about spread betting because he had a good section in the Naked Trader book about spread betting. Obviously, that's an old book now, but the principles still apply. There are certain things that you can do, set rules in terms of which way the market's swinging that day. But for me, I would rather spend my time creating new scalable products and services, the stuff that I talk about, like with the e-commerce thing. I would rather build that and push that, the e-commerce business, than fuck around day trading and learning crypto and putting 10 hours a day into looking at a bloody laptop screen. I'm not interested. So yeah, that's what I would say. Watch out for these, because like I say, I had one of these messages come in under the guy. I once had one, right? This was really funny, right? You get these like messages flying to your socials, like off, like OnlyFans models trying to get you to follow them. And you get them all the time, they're like, watch your stories or whatever. And I got this message coming in from this girl, really attractive girl. Not really my type. She was like absolutely full of tattoos head to toe. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I like tattoos on girls, but she was not really my type. But this message, and it was like, but she was selling crypto. So it was like, what are you doing? You're doing the OnlyFans, and you're trying to get the crypto trading bot, or she's acting as a recruiter to get people in. And then I had another guy who he tried me so many times. I mean, he first tried to befriend me, just looked like a cool guy, successful guy. And then I'm having a bit of a chat with him on Instagram about it, and I was just telling him my reasons why I wouldn't do it. I was saying, look, mate, I understand what you're trying to do, but it's not for me. He said, yeah, but I could do it for you in the background. I said, look, I'm not trusting anyone with money, you know what I mean? And I had to explain to him, I said, look, that in my opinion, right, day trading is not the answer for me. It's building good business. So I've explained that. That's what you should do. Right, that's all I have to say. One more thing I'm going to say. Look at this. Pick this up. Been on holiday the last few days, just on a little trip. I don't know if that's coming out in the right light. Right, can you see the sort of purpley, it's a crystal. Right, amethyst. So I haven't got this one yet, but obviously I'm getting into crystals. So I bought the amethyst the other day. It was only cheap, just a lump. And it's best for developing your spirituality, deepening meditation, and enhancing creativity. I love that. So yeah, bought myself an amethyst. Remember, I'm going to get the citrin on the go. Citrin, got it in my pocket. This is something you should do before you should start trading crypto. Get yourself one of these, a block of, I call it a pocket citrin. All right. I'll read it again, just to let you know what citrin's for. Going off topic here, but it's worth it. Citrin is the first one in the best crystals for manifestation. What's citrin for? Enhancing your career, creativity, and communication and manifesting abundance. I think that's got more fucking chance of making you money than a bloody crypto trading bot. Crypto trading bot's going to lose you money 90% of the time. Maybe you'll get lucky ones, but that's what keeps gamblers hooked, isn't it? You know, I think a mate of mine who's got a big gamble. Well, he has had it. He's got on top of it now, but for years he had a really big gambling problem. What hooks them in is that one win that they get once in a blue moon. You know, it's such a high, and then chasing that win. And when I was day trading, like on stocks, which I imagine is the same like day trading crypto, it's addictive chasing that win. So you've got to look out for it. It's not going to solve your money problems. All right, going to shoot. Right, thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all next time.